Welcome back to the show. You're just in time for Unfiltered. Today's guest is a highly sought-after publicist who is dedicated to enriching global brands, and she's the CEO and founder of Visage Communications. Please welcome to our show, Ms. Val Johnson.
Thank you. Thank you. Such a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for
Good
taking
to
time.
have you.
Yes, thank you for taking time out of your hectic schedule to come chat with us. Before we get into all of your amazing accomplishments, can you please tell our viewers just a little bit about yourself?
A little bit about myself?
A little bit about yourself.
Well, I'll start with something that most people don't know.
Okay.
I was born in Germany. And my father was a sergeant major in the Army, and I'm a military brat who had the luxury of being able to transfer to different military bases growing up every 2 or 3 years. So it gave me a great opportunity of being able to learn more about different people, different backgrounds, different cultures, and to feel comfortable with just about any setting that I'm in.
Wow, wow.
That is pretty cool.
Do you speak German?
Ich spreche Sie Deutsch ein wenig.
I don't know what you said, but it sounded amazing.
It means I speak German just a little.
Yeah, okay.
Just a little to maybe get by on a good day.
Okay, good.
Ooh, okay.
It's in there. No. Okay, so that's really cool, but I'm going to jump forward.
Okay.
So you have an amazing company that you have formed, but before we even get into that, so tell us, what made you venture into the world of public relations?
Wow, that's a good question. I ventured into public relations after spending many years doing other things.
Okay.
My background is in the political arena. I worked at the Florida House of Representatives prior to moving here to Central Florida.
Wow.
And I was director of constituent services. That was the last position that I had where I actually, quote unquote, worked for someone.
Right.
And I moved here and I decided I wanted to do something different. I wanted to cast my net in another direction.
Right.
And I looked at all of the things that I had done over the years, and everything ironically fit under the public relations umbrella.
Wow.
Whether it was in my volunteer work as fundraising chairperson for a literacy group, or handling media for different organizations, or what I did, from my 8 to 5 job. I looked at all those things that I did and I said, you know what, I can do this as a consultant. It's time for me to step out, chart my own course, and achieve the destiny that I felt that was really intended for me. So I started a PR consultancy called Visage Communications 15 years ago.
Wow.
15 years ago, and never looked back. Of course, there have been challenging times,
Right.
but it's the most gratifying thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
It gives me an opportunity to be able to give back to my community, and I can select those individuals that I work with. I work with some phenomenal organizations and people, community leaders.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I work with a lot of faith-based groups, candidates that are campaigning for public office, entrepreneurs, authors, business owners.
Wow.
So it's just been a great opportunity.
And you were already doing it, so it was just a lay down.
So, Val, I know you cover everything under the PR umbrella. You cover the political arena, business owners, et cetera. What is a good way for someone to start marketing or branding themselves on the ground level?
On the ground level? On the ground level, I recommend that they look at where they are, look at their background, and then make sure that they can put together an appropriate message to communicate that effectively. You want to start with your messaging.
Okay.
Start with your messaging and then start to build that foundation, which would be your marketing.
Okay.
It could be a landing page. If someone is an author and they want to be able to promote themselves in that way, I recommend a landing page. You want to also include your social media, which is very important. So that's a good foundation.
Wow.
So what's the number one mistake that you see people usually make in trying to do that? Because PR and branding, it's like, okay, I'm going to try to do it myself.
That's it. You just said it.
That is the mistake.
Not everyone can do it themselves, and that's why there are individuals like myself around to be able to take that burden off you, to give you that extra level of support that's needed, that you can have it done professionally.
That's good.
And what I always say is, let me do what I do best while you focus on the rest. Do what you enjoy. And allow me to build the brand for you so that others can be able to see what you're doing and you can get that visibility and exposure that you deserve.
That sounds so good. Just
So-
have fun being you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So speaking of visibility and exposure, when you're working with a new client, is it more important for you to get their name out there on social media first or within their local community? Where do you start?
Well, you can do both at the same time. You know, if you're effective in establishing your social media, your local community will be aware of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I say definitely be consistent with whatever you're doing. So if you're posting, build that engagement on a regular basis. Reach out to those in your local area as well as globally.
Okay.
Tag individuals who are influencers.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's a lot that you can do, but make sure you maintain that consistency.
And do them
That's
simultaneously.
good.
Wow, you're giving
Yeah.
us so much knowledge. And we have to take a break and
know.
we hate it. So you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back with Val Johnson. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Unfiltered with Ms. Val Johnson, owner of Asajj Communications. So welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
And so I have a question, because I don't know if a lot of people understand the marketing, the brand, and the publicists and everything else. So explain to our viewers what a PR person does and what exactly is a publicist? What is the umbrella? What are all the trees that go under that branch?
That's probably the most important question you could ask me today. A publicist, well, a public relations professional, as you mentioned, is someone who, in a nutshell, just gives greater exposure and visibility to what you do.
Okay.
And we are publicists. Publicists often work with authors to showcase the book, to help them to get greater book sales. They work with people of all different industries. Often they're designated specifically to work with an individual, though, one-on-one.
Okay. So there's a difference between publishing and marketing. Because if you notice, a lot of people will say, oh, I need a marketing person, but it's really a publicist. So the two are really a gray area.
As a publicist, what I do is I write press releases and I pitch strategically to different media outlets to generate interview opportunities. So that's the core, that's the specialty area of the PR professional or the publicist.
Right.
Now, a marketer is someone who is actually building your brand. It could be from the ground up. Okay, so
Big
that's
difference.
It's a big difference.
The marketing
Big
has to
difference.
do with the shape, the size, the color, the price, all those things that appeal to the consumer to want them to buy the product.
Awesome.
Okay.
Wow.
And as a PR professional, what I do is I just kind of shout your product from the rooftops, to show what sets you apart or your product apart from other products.
That's okay. That's good.
So Val, as a PR professional, what has been more challenging for you as far as clientele is concerned? Has it been political or the business owners? Which one has been more challenging for you to brand?
It's more challenging. Well, I enjoy both.
Yeah.
And my background is in the political arena, so I really have a great affinity for working with individuals that I can personally support. It's not about the political party when it comes down to it. For me, if they have a record that I can support, if it's someone I would vote for, then. But what can be challenging, I guess, if it's a candidate that's campaigning for public office, is the whole atmosphere politically.
Yeah.
It can get kind of dicey at times.
That's sticky.
The opponent might play games that aren't quite fair.
Oh.
And so you find yourself in a different capacity, advising your client in a different way. The business owner, the average business owner, wouldn't have that kind of diciness to deal with. Of course, there's competition.
Right.
And you want to maintain that consistency in building the brand, but you don't have to kind of look over your shoulder all the time to wonder if, you know what I mean?
It's not cutthroat.
It's not cutthroat.
Okay, I got you.
Hopefully.
The business.
I got you.
It can be, but yeah.
That's pretty cool. So, there's so much I want to ask in the political arena, because you struck a nerve with it. It really is a lot to keep up with the opponent side. But I really want to say, can you name one particular promotional event or something that you did that stood out from the rest of them, and why?
I've worked with so many different organizations and people that I admire. I've worked on a lot of campaigns. But there was one that stood out in my mind. I had the honor of working with the legendary Jack Nicklaus.
Wow.
the legendary golfer Jack
Whoa.
Nicklaus.
Wow.
You know, after he retired from golf, he began
Right.
to design and build golf courses. So all over the world, there's more than
Right.
450 right now golf courses.
Right.
And many of them have luxury homes that surround those courses.
Right.
There's one here locally. This was 2 years ago. I had an opportunity to handle public relations and put together a press conference for Jack
Wow.
for one of the communities that
Courses.
was being built.
Wow.
And it was very enjoyable. It was a
Wow.
great experience. We had the Golf Channel to come out and
That
interview
is
him.
pretty
It was
cool.
broadcast globally.
Wow.
And actually, that was his birth date as well. So we
wow.
had a chance to celebrate and
Yeah.
sing.
That is so awesome.
and to see a different side of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I used to work for Golf Week magazine. I have one of his
Oh.
clubs.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, because they
Okay.
used to do the tours, so it's a pretty different
Yeah,
world.
It was.
It's pretty
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Val, I know that one of your specialties is helping new business owners gain credibility. How do you do that when it's a new business starting out? How do you help them to gain that credibility?
Well, you got to start with building the reputation first. Because, you know, people do business with those that they know, like, and trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And often they need to see that logo or that business or whatever a few times before they have in their mind that, yeah, that's a company that I want to work with. So I
Wow.
start with that foundation, building the reputation, and it could be through the media.
Okay.
There's a multitude of different ways.
Okay.
But yeah, consistency through the media, social media, getting them some attention that they need and deserve, getting them involved in the community. I always encourage community relations.
Okay.
Getting out there among the people that you're targeting.
Okay.
You know, let them see you.
Okay.
Let them see what you're about. Let them see what sets you apart from others.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's all about visibility.
Absolutely.
So know your audience and be consistent with them.
that visibility, and
that's
it
good.
enhances your credibility.
Ah,
That's
okay,
good.
Val.
As long as you're visible in the right places, right?
Boom, I
Not
got
the
you.
wrong ones, but that's where you come in.
That's right.
That's where you come in.
Absolutely.
So what's the benefit? I know we're going to end soon. What's the benefit of hiring a publicist?
The benefit of hiring a publicist or hiring me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I would say you have someone who's always going to have your back.
Okay.
Someone who can advise you on what you need to be doing to build your brand, how you need to be maybe adjusting your angle. You know, someone who's going to give you that is going to be pitching for you at all times while you work on what you enjoy most.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
always
that.
great to have a professional to handle all those aspects that you don't want to deal with.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's
Yeah.
good. So listen, if you need a publicist, Visage Communications is there
Yes.
for you. You have all the fun, and she'll take care of everything else.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much
you,
for
Val.
being with us. This was a great interview. We learned a lot. You guys know we have to get out of here, but we want to hear from you. We want the conversation to just keep on going. You guys know I'm Jamaican, so I think, you're used to this already. But where can they reach us, Kris?
You can reach us on @Candice and Kris Live.
And that's our show. We got to go.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.